As a group, we decided to research how the demographics, culture, trade patterns, and behavioral habits interact with one another to make Spain attractive within the business world. Each member of our group voluntarily researched the previously stated sections and provided an explanation on how our findings contributed to producing satisfactory business results. So without further ado, here's Spain.
Located within the southwestern part of Europe, Spain is estimated to be 5 times larger than the state of Kentucky and roughly double the size of Oregon. As of July 2016, there were approximately 48,568,476 people within Spain's borders. The country records impressive numbers regarding health and education. To elaborate, the Central Intelligence Agency, or CIA, provides an average structure for Spain's population. The structure states 15.43% of the population is aged 0 to 14 years old, 9.56% of the population is 15 to 24, 45.24% of the population aged 25 to 54, 11.91% of the population are aged 55 to 64, and the remaining 17.85% are 65 years and older. The country reports a population growth rate of 0.86% as of 2016, and a net migration rate of 8 migrants for every 1,000 people. Females have previously shown to outlive males 43.6 years to 41.2 years. The average or median age for the country is around 42.3 years, which exceeds the United States' median age of 37.9 years. The literacy rate for the country, which is defined as people 15 and older who can read and write, is approximately 98.1% of the total population, with an approximate school life expectancy of 18 years. The school life expectancy is the number of years that a child can expect to receive an education. The country of Spain records impressive sanitation standards as well. For example, 100% of the country has improved drinking water access, and only 0.1% of the population has limited access to sanitation facilities. Most Spaniards speak the official language, Castilian Spanish. However, Catalan, also known as Valencian, is spoken in various areas of the country as well. The inner cities have clear and hot summers, while cities closer to the coastline experience more of a moderate climate, with cloudy skies in the summer months. As expected, both interior and exterior cities are colder in the winter and experience dreary winter days. According to the Central Intelligence Agency, 54.1% of Spain's land is reserved for agricultural purposes, such as farming, crop production, and pastures. 36.8% is considered forest, and the remaining 9.1% is categorized as other.
When doing business with Spanish people, it is important to build social relationships with them. Spaniards like to do business with people who they can trust. It is important to spend time with your Spanish business counterparts to let them know about you. You should always make an appointment ahead of time for any meetings or events, and send reconfirmation emails or calls before the event to avoid any confusion. When arranging any events, make sure to check Spanish national, regional, and local calendars for holidays because Spain has the highest number of holidays in Europe. It is very common in Spain that if a holiday falls on a Tuesday or a Thursday, many people would take a 4-day weekend. Hierarchy and rank is important in the Spanish business world. It is important to do business with those who have similar position or status with you. The most senior managers in the company always make decisions outside of meetings because in Spain, meetings are for discussions and exchange of ideas only. Interruptions and talking at the same time during a conversation is acceptable and is not viewed as an insult in Spain. Spaniards do not like to lose face. They will not admit that they are having difficulties in front of others, as the loss of face is viewed negatively in Spain. Therefore, it would be helpful to make sure your presentation is clear and have printed copies of presentation in Spanish. Be aware of any non-verbal clues in any circumstances, especially when your Spanish language is not sufficient.
When thinking about the culture and customs of Spain, many people tend to associate Spain with flamenco music and dancing, bullfights, beautiful people, and incredible beaches. But Spain is much more than an aesthetic it brings to the world of culture. To begin with, Spain is heavily influenced by an artistic heritage. From the abstract painting and sculpture to the neoclassical style of architecture, it's hard to describe Spain as anything simple. The artistic heritage also influences Spain's culture of parties and celebrations filled with lots of dancing, music, and overall happiness. The Spanish tend to be joyful people who always have a smile on their face and welcome everyone like family. These characteristics of the people is what influence the two most thought of aspects of Spain, music and dance. Music in Spain is a varied form of music that is a mixture of rock, folk, pop, hip-hop, and instrumental music. Most of Spain's cultural music tends to be more classical and filled with guitar compositions. Dancing in Spain originates from many different places. The main type of dance is a complicated dance which involves many steps on each beat. An important Spanish holiday is Semana Santa, which is celebrated the week before Easter. This holiday has cultural and social significance in Spain, where processions reenacting the Passion of the Christ are held throughout the week. Another holiday is San Fermin, which is celebrated every year in July. This is the holiday that includes one of the most dangerous and unique sports of Spain, bullfighting. It is an integral part of the tradition in Spain, and many carnivals and attire are important when attending. The Spanish tradition of eating meals are tapas, which are small dishes of snacks served at any time. All the different aspects of Spanish culture is what makes Spain a country filled with much diversity. Spain's trade plays a significant role in the nation's economy. In 2014, Spain exported $299 billion and imported $342 billion. The main export commodities are motor vehicles, foodstuffs, medicine, machinery, and pharmaceuticals. The main imports are oil, mechanical and electrical machinery, and iron and steel. Spain has a wide gap between its exports and imports due to the country's lack of resources, especially oil. The economy of Spain has an economic complexity index of 0.941, which makes it the 28th most complex country in the world.
Another interesting aspect to learn about Spain is their involvement in foreign affairs. To begin, in 1960, Spain had successfully emerged from its diplomatic isolation of the post-World War II period. After the 1975 death of General Franco, Spain decided to move further away from the diplomatic isolation, and democracy returned to Spain. Spain then began to expand its diplomatic relations with other countries. This eventually led to Spain joining the European Union in 1986. Also in the year 1986, with the addition of joining the European Union, Spain normalized its diplomatic relations with Israel and Albania. So after this occurred, Spain virtually completed the process of universalizing its diplomatic relations. Well, with the exception of North Korea. Now it's also important to note that Spain is heavily relied upon in trade. In addition to the various resources mentioned earlier by Alexandra, the other exports from Spain that other countries rely on are citrus fruits, vegetables, cereal grains, olive oil, and wine. This is because Spain is known for producing large amounts of wheat and barley along with vegetables, olives, fruits, cork, and tomatoes. After its induction into the European Union, Spain's influence had grown internationally. Spain currently has 21 representatives on the European Economic and Social Committee. This is the advisory body representing employers, workers, and other interest groups throughout Europe. Spain also has 20 representatives on the Community of Regions. This is an advisory body made up of regional and local representatives who are consulted on various proposed laws. On top of all this, Spain also has an embassy in the European Union, which is located in Brussels. However, before joining the European Union, Spain also attempted to become more involved in the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. Spain did eventually join the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, or NATO, in 1982. NATO is an intergovernmental military alliance based on the North Atlantic Treaty signed on April 4th of 1949. The members of this group collectively agree to a mutual defense in the event of an attack by an external party. The diverse culture and background of Spain has affected its business and economy in many ways, but that's what makes Spain unique. Learning about the culture and the background of a country will help people understand why a country runs their economy the way they do. This simple knowledge will help us move one step closer to achieving the end goal of any business deal.